I want you guys to win. And I think part of the process of winning in your everyday life is just trying to have better days, like pursuing days that conclude on a positive note. And we're all going to have bad days. That's part of life. And the beautiful thing is a lot of time the bad days inevitably walk us through a door of growth and development and strength that leaves us as a better version of ourselves before we walk through that door. So don't forget that first and foremost. But is there anything wrong with wanting to have more days that are good than bad? I certainly don't think so. And I think if anyone can master the ability to produce far more better days than bad days, I think they've figured something really special out in life. And I really want to help you guys do that today in my own way. Just giving you 3 things that I use on a regular basis that really makes an incredible impact for me. And man, y'all, I will preface this in saying that I did not figure all of this out right away, and I have a long ways to go myself, and that is part of life. And so it is a deep honor to be here with all of you to be able to speak on this today. In pursuing having more control over your day, I want to emphasize how incredibly important it is, you guys, to recognize that there is some level of control over things in our lives that we will never have. And I get that that kind of sucks. I get that. But you know what, you guys, at the end of the day, everybody is dealt a different hand of cards. Some people have much better hands than others, and I know I don't need to point that out for any one of us to recognize that. But at the end of the day, that is what it is. I cannot change those circumstances for any one of you, just like I can't change those circumstances for myself. But what all of us can do is look at the hand of cards that we have been dealt in our lives and think to ourselves, how do you strategically, with good intention, to the best of your abilities, utilize the hand of cards that life has dealt you and take control of the things that you have control over? That single thing right there will make an incredible impact on how every one of us have more consistently better days, better years, better months, better weeks, better lives. And I want you guys to really think about that. I hope you never forget the power that we have to use our cards strategically. In addition to that, how you play your cards is one thing, but you know what is another really powerful thing that each one of us have control over in our days? What do we choose to look at? What are we focusing on? We live in a world where it's really easy to find some pretty negative stuff out there. You don't even really have to look for it. It can be exposed to you effortlessly on your timelines, But to some degree, all of us have to recognize how much the things we look at influence how we feel and the ways that they can affect our days and the direction that our days go. And if you replay that part of this video a few times, things will jump to you that are great examples of positive things that have led you in a good direction and not so fun things that have pulled you back in a negative direction. The third thing that all of us can do to some degree that will really, really make a great impact in us having more control over how our days conclude is, how do we choose to react to things? Like, how are you guys reacting to unfavorable circumstances and conditions in your day when they're exposed to you? Think about that. How do you choose to react? I don't think it's unfair for any one of us to have moments where we have outbursts. I think that's part of being human. And all of us are going to have times where we react to something and we think to ourselves, that was kind of crummy, or like, that wasn't productive, or like, ooh, that was really immature. Everybody's going to have that. I don't care who they say they are, they're having it, whether they talk about it publicly or not. So, that being said, though, I think each and every one of us has a chance to recognize that perhaps something makes you really, really mad, right? But you recognize, you feel the anger, but you stop yourself and think, is reacting in a place of rage going to benefit me or push me in the right direction? Basically, what I am trying to say is choose the right reactions to things. I know sometimes we all feel like there are things that happen and we don't really always have total control over how we react. Sometimes we're going to react organically without being able to think or stop ourselves. And anybody who tells you that that's not going to happen otherwise, I think is being unfair, because I just think that's part of being human. But I do not think that that is an excuse for us to say, I don't have control over how I feel, right? Outside of any medical conditions or anything like that anybody may be dealing with, okay? So when I say that last part there about choosing to react to things appropriately, how can you best react to certain things that will push you in the right direction in your life? And can you choose a good reaction? And I want you guys to just leave with that. I think that if you practice these 3 things on a regular basis, I think it increases all of us. It increases the odds all of us have at having better days more often. And I think that that would be pretty awesome to experience in life, right? And I'm sure you guys are watching this video to some degree because that's what you're pursuing, just as much as I am. So in the process of concluding this, I wish you guys the absolute best. I hope you take time to think about this and recognize how powerful all of you are in dictating the days that you want to have and actually bringing those days to life. I believe in you guys. I know you can do it. We're gonna mess up a lot. All of us are. It's gonna take a long time to master this. I'm far from it myself. But you know what? We all start somewhere. And I hope you guys feel empowered enough to do that. If you haven't already, like to start today. So thank you for your time on this video. It was a deep honor to be here. If you guys want to be part of discussions like this or moments in the moment where we talk about things like this, check out my live streams. The link is in the description down below. I'd love to have you guys there. We have a great time, I promise. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I hope that this video brought you some level of enlightenment or direction or encouragement, like just a little bit of value. That's all I'm hoping for. If you have anything you want me to talk about on future videos, leave it down there. I'd love to have your thoughts and comments in the comments section. And until next time, you guys, go crush it out there. Don't give up. Have faith in yourselves and recognize the incredible control we all have in our lives to have good lives and better days. So, love you guys. I'll see you next week. Cheers.